Am I live? Am I? Am I? Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, love. My my husband's hysterical. He says, I go, I'm in a bad mood because I had a tiff with a friend, and he says, should I go and beat him up? I said, nah, most likely he'll call the cops on you. So Johnny says, well, it's gonna be a felony then. Love my husband, I really do. You can't really. I mean, come on. That's really. What more can you ask for? And of course, guys, he was a cop. He was a homicide detective. He will not beat the shit out of anybody unless in self-defense, which in that case, I believe everybody should know how to defend themselves. All right, let's see. Let me see. Let me see. I made a very special meme or thumbnail. Let me see if I can find it because that's the trouble I keep having. It is on my desktop. There it is. And I'm going to share that. And for those of you who know what it too butte means, it's one of the famous lines Shakespeare used about Julius Caesar when Caesar finds out that one of his good friends, best buddies, betrays him. And he says, you too, Brutus? I don't know why they say brute. Brute? Brute. Et tu, Brute. I don't know. And you, Brutus, you too, Brutus, How could you do that to me? How could Elon do this to me? Because I told you guys, it's in my bones. I can't explain it any other way. It's in my bones. It's gonna happen and it's gonna happen soon. And I've been finding out from other conspiracists that I am not alone because we just have these vibrations. These things work this way. We didn't realize that it did. And by the way, I have this like cute little thing on my face. It's because my hair is so gray and I can't dye it because after being sick for almost 2 weeks, I was up for a long time because I was feeling better. So I was up for over 20 hours and I must have passed out in a very bad position because I cannot uncurl my back. Hopefully the med beds are coming out soon with everything else because it's going to happen, guys. What you may call the 10 days of darkness, which has been happening sporadically, is going to happen. And even Dana sent me something about it. I'm not alone. I'm not alone. That's what makes me feel so good. I know I'm not alone. Um, what, one or two live shows ago, I said, you have to say it out loud. Trump flew on Lolita, and look at what's happening. Elon Musk is coming out saying that. Now, I don't watch the news, but this is also conspiracy land, guys, right? Not adult land, because adults would realize that two men running the country are not going to bicker. Okay, that's adult land. It's conspiracy land. All right. Let me start from the beginning, basically, if I can, if I may. 2008, Epstein was in court. Who went there, guys? Who was on trial against who Epstein was on trial? Who spoke up against him? Who went to court but our president, Donald J. Trump, right? That was back in 2008. Why? Because one of the masseuses at Mar-a-Lago, who was there that day, their daughter happened to be there that day, and Epstein was hitting it off with the daughter who happened to be underaged. I think 16 at the time. Don't hold me to that. Why would Trump go and testify against Epstein in court in 2008. And then Epstein just kind of disappears during Trump's administration, his first term. And then Elon, who is supposed to have stopped the Doge, go back to his own job at the end of May, decided to stay on because it's working out so freaking well. Because it is, right? And then our president and Elon, possibly the most important person, it's not a person. Elon is not a person. Okay. He's dead. Elon dead. Okay. But it's I promise you, this is not happening the way you're seeing it. Or the way, and I can't, the liberal media is just gonna, it's for the liberal media. And that's why I can't, there are conspiracists that have many more views than I, but they've been saying the same things over and over again. How is it possible that I said that we must know about Lolita and Trump's now they're trying to figure out, well, you're gonna see who's mega and who's not at this point, right? They're gonna try to figure out, well, did Trump really go to Epstein Island now? No, we know he didn't. You know who knows more than anybody that Trump didn't go to Epstein Island? Elon Musk, because he was privy to all the information. So Elon's lying. Trump is lying. We took a psyop course from the Democrats, right? We're playing like I've said before, ninth degree chess. Elon really doesn't exist, right? Elon was a person. It is told as much to us by his black eye conspiracists. We all know what the Black Eye Club is. And believe me, I am not trying to resemble that at all. I am just my own weirdo. Some kind of alien species. It got your attention off my craze, didn't it? Okay. Doge and Elon are the same thing. The Black Eye Club, if you guys don't know, is what the elites go through to become part of the cabal. All right, they have to have something to offer already. That's why I call them elites. It's not necessarily money, but it's usually they look in your bank account, you got a certain amount of money, you got a certain amount of fame and artsiness, then you become Illuminati. There is a lot of process to this Illuminati shit. To be like a high priestess like Cher, your one kid either must die or change sex. So they do end up killing, I'll get that out of the way really quick. They do end up killing one of their children. Maybe that's why they wanted abortion legal. They never did, after birth, right? How is it after the birth? This now it's a little creature, it's alive, but they still wanted you to be able to kill it after it's born. Am I putting something together here? I just realized that makes sense. It's their way of getting getting away with murder before coming attached, because these are people, right? So if like in Kathy Griffith's, I hate saying her name. Let me just say Kathy, the redheaded bitch. That was Anderson Cooper's older brother. This is all going to come out very shortly. And I'm going to explain to you what Dana sent to me, which I agree with for maybe 90% of it. There's a couple of things that I'm just like not sure of. So Kathy was the older brother, the Vanderbilt's oldest, right? And he pretended to kill himself by jumping out the window. This wasn't true. They could have gotten a real person to play dead. They could have gotten somebody out of the graveyard already. They do magic, these people, including movie magic and media magic. And then Kathy Griffin is born. They take some other poor sap that died, some other poor girl. Or maybe they use her. Maybe they're one of the fucking captured child trafficked, you know? And they use her identity. That's how Obama was born, an American, right? Because nobody's checking Dominion exists, right? So Kathy becomes this man, this boy, I don't remember his name, becomes a woman, and Q knows it. There are people that know it. Trump knew it. If Trump didn't learn from The Apprentice who was what and where, because you could keep secrets, but not as easy in this computer age, right? It's changed baseball and football forever and horse racing, right? As examples. Why wouldn't it change our way of thinking or acting or psyops or whatnot? Ooh, it's chilly in here. I don't feel like getting a jacket, but a sweatshirt. Let's go on. I want to tell you about, and Joe is still at work. I don't know if I'll be on still. He gets off late, but he does have a really good conspiracy to share with us. Um, I really want to know what he found out about it. In general, I knew about it, but I never actually looked it up. It's not one of those, but I'm happy when he's doing it, right? So Saturday night, I'd say 9, 10, because I want Dana on. Dana's in California, 3 hours behind. Um, he's got a few things. Oh God, because the awakening is happening. I've been telling you guys, I know it, I could feel it in my bones. And this one guy, I'm sorry I didn't catch his name, many more followers than I have, but he started talking about the 10 days of darkness. This is what Dana sent me. Dana sends me a lot of good stuff. You guys want to be in the Mega Funk? Come on in. He sends it there too. Also connects with Elon. Again, Elon is not Doge. They're not the same thing. Doge is Elon, though. I've seen really weird things about Elon, like he's autistic or some stuff, and the way he moves and stuff. That's not autism, that's roboticism. Roboticism, is that a fucking word? I don't know. Pardon my French. But yes, I mean, it could be a clone. It could be because this shit does exist, my friends. Robots exist better than what we've been seeing. Because Optimus does not go into space next year to Mars alone from only like 8 years of being alive. Beta, guys, you're not going to spend that much money. In other words, Q has had control for a longer time than we've known, and I really believe it was the last couple of years of Obama's office. But you can't wake up the world by saying, ha ha, we got Obama, that's it, you guys are all. People would drop dead. They would just drop dead. The whole vibration and frequency thing, all right? This is how we're going to be told, according to this young man that Dana sent me, who I'm going to follow if I hadn't started following him already. He says that it's going to be worldwide. And it's funny how he says it, that things are going to end and then restart, because that is what a renaissance is. It's a rebirth, meaning the snake sheds its skin and it's anew. I mean, that's one of the better, you know, puns I could come up with at the moment. But yeah, you have to kill off the like the snake to actually kill it. It might still be moving, right? It's a bad example. I don't want to use snakes anymore, although Trump has that beautiful poem, which I insist that America was fucked, but we were all fucked by this snake in the woman's house, right? So a renaissance is just that. It's a rebirth. It's where things are just boom, stop. Gotta wait a little while, gotta wait a while, because God did not create the earth in 7 days or whatever it took, or Rome, or whatever that old saying is, proverb is, right? So you're gonna cut it. We have to wait a while, 10 days of darkness, little while, and then boom, the awakening. If you don't think the awakening is gonna happen, I feel very, very sorry for you. You're just not paying attention. This is the truest thing ever. It cannot be stopped. And you know why? There's way too many of us. Way too many of us. Because even if you're MAGA or a liberal and you're not totally into the conspiracies and you don't totally believe in it, I guarantee you've heard a few, which means you're awake enough to handle it. This is the whole point of Elon Musk's fight with Trump. That's why I had to come on. I listened to a couple of people, and they're right. A couple of them are right about certain things. Because because if Trump was on Epstein Island, we would know from the Democrats. Wouldn't we have? I mean, they would have known this, or they would have made it up, because that's what they tend to do. Lie and make up things. I haven't been on my phone yet, guys, so I'm sorry if you're in the chat. I think Helen's in there. So I will check in a little bit. Um, yeah, so we learned very well from the left how to play these damn games. And believe me, that's exactly what's going on. It's a play and a play and a play, because we can't get things to restart with a jump of the battery. You can't do it this time. It's got to totally die and be replaced. And this is a very massive, it's going to be hard for people. It's going to be a very slow process for most people. All right. This young man that Dana sent me on this video is very, he knew his stuff. I don't know where he's getting it from. I do think a lot of these people are Q themselves. They're military, because they're one-hit wonders. I've explained this to Mama Helen. I see it in my own chat. There's there's a lot more comments of people that only have one or two comments. And it doesn't match how many people that are new in the group. It doesn't, it's just, there's no coincidences. Q is allowed to come out a lot more. They have been. You see this woman, and she explains this whole thing about what was wrong with the Hitler. You know, that Hitler actually had a Jewish father, Rothschild. Hitler was a Rothschild. Sorry if you didn't know. Didn't mean to like stun you there. All right. Uh Rothschild with his secretary. That's Hitler. Yeah. That's Hitler's mom, the secretary. Commanded Germany. So this is so this one person, for example, this woman, I'm just saying because I've seen it and I notice everything, guys. I do. I really do. Even without my glasses on, I have no glasses, no contacts, because I didn't feel like it. And luckily, it doesn't matter because I'm looking at a blank screen. Oh, a couple of my notes are up in big print. No, I'm kidding. So this one-hit wonder comes out, tells us all this great information, and never see her again. What? I'm, I'm doing this all my fucking life. You see me all the time. I'm everywhere. I'm a networker. That's what I do. I'm not that great at it, but I'm okay. Got tons of friends out there, tons that understand this, understand these conspiracies, which are very important, because they're not conspiracies, my friends. In fact, I should stop using that word altogether, because it's the truth. Don't let them scrabble up your brain. They know exactly what they're doing. Elon Musk's mother and Elon, who had how many excuse me, how many children, and I was going to curse them out because unfortunately they are babies, but unfortunately they were brought onto the dark side, right? Star Wars is real. There's a light in the dark because they all knew. Lucas knew. Come on. It's time to give it up now. Okay. So Elon was had a tribunal, right? He already did. His mother did too. Because there's no way that there's no other way. If I have to go back and explain everything from the beginning one day, I will. But this is not the day because there's a lot more to cover. All right. Like I've said before, Doge is ours. It's for America. How do I know? Because they're fucking telling me, people. I don't know how the fuck I know this stuff. I'm putting it together somehow. Although this young man says that vibrations is everything, they're going to be able to tell us who we are by our vibrations. I'm not kidding. That's what the kids said, frequency and vibrations. How many times have I brought that up in the last couple of years? I don't know. Not exactly like that. So basically, it's a fingerprint. Our frequencies, our vibrations hold a certain, I guess, harmonic, physical harmonic, mathematical thingy-majiggy. I don't really know what they call it yet because the science isn't really out yet, but it's there because they've been telling us for years. And some of it's biblical, but forgotten, thinking it was nonsense written back. Why do we forget some things that the Bible says? Why? That the earth is on four pillars. Why would we forget that? To you guys that are flat earth believers, maybe we are in a petri dish sitting on some kid's desk. Wesley Crusher! For those Star Trek lovers. So, this renaissance is going to happen. It's going to happen really soon. So beware. This guy says, take your cash out now. To me, it's like you're not going to need cash. I mean, you're not going to be able to do anything. So make sure to stock up on things you eat. This is what we prepared for, Patriots. You know, that buying those foods that last how long? It's the truth. The camouflage and everything, it's the truth. We are in mode. It is happening. How do I know? I don't know. But when I see other people agreeing, I'm like, oh, because there are no such things as coincidences. Starlink is going to combine with the quantum computer, quantum physics, quantum economics, the quantum financial system. I've been saying these words a lot in the last few years. Do I know how it all works? Hell fucking no. I can't even pass regular economics. Don't ask me. Does it work? Yes, because they're ready to show us. So basically, these 10 days of darkness, get yourself some water, some food. If you drink, you smoke, stack up. Maybe have some cash on the side so your guy down the block that sells soda will be open. That's Brooklyn, I guess. Sorry. You know, over here, you got to drive. Well, actually, no, we could walk to the store here. It's not that bad in Jacksonville. It's more Brooklyn-y here than, and just 10 times bigger, probably. He went on to say iPhones, biggest surveiller, they will be gone because we will be getting Q phones. I don't, will they be called Q phones? I don't know. Guess what will be on those Q phones, my friends? That will be voting on. I've said that before too. Maybe they put it in my head. I don't know. I always thought that was a good idea to once computers came up. But I was using my Atari and doing web dev even back then, moving objects when I was like 5 or 6. So I love computer. And I took it apart God knows how many times. Remember those handheld games? They were so huge and it was just like two blips. It was like one graphic. I would take that thing apart and be like, how the hell? And my mother would be like, you can't put that back together. Oh, yeah, I did, and it worked. I would fix a lot of shit when I was a kid. Still have a tool set from when I was that age. Not the whole tool set, some things. Made in Poland. Thank you, Costco. So, okay, so these iPhones definitely survey. I don't know about any other phones. He just happened to mention iPhones, which I never liked because I'm part of the vibrations. What can I say? I don't know. This is anybody who knows me knows I have never touched an iPhone. My husband has one because to switch him from the flip phones, I got him an iPhone because I was already millions of years ahead, right? So I got him an iPhone thinking it'd be easier. I didn't like them then, just didn't, but he never left it. Maybe he will now. Well, he'll have to, right? We're gonna get these Q phones according to this young man. I am so sorry, I don't know his name. I should have looked at it. Um, so now Elon plays a big role. Will people go to Elon? And it doesn't really matter because they're one. But we're gonna find out, well, there's another thing that crossed my mind before I say this. Um, it's very possible Trump is doing this to give the Elon that lost money a kickback. You understand? Okay, so we're against Trump again. Now, anybody who bought stock, God, I suck at economics, but money is everything to you people. I'd be happy with my little computer, and I know I need I'm just like a simple person. My coffee. I don't know. Okay, so that also means that Nasera Jacera is going to work. And apparently, this is going to be done in person. Where I thought, well, this is what this young man says. Now, I thought he has our bank accounts. Okay, but it makes sense what he's saying too. Okay, so I thought Trump has control of all our bank accounts. Of course, he does. He's given us money for COVID, blah, blah, blah. So that's how they would do it. And somehow, somewhere, there'll be gold. This whatever price you have in the bank is just going to be worth gold because paper money is worth absolutely nothing. It's an IOU. It is not worth the money it's printed on, the linen, because I don't even think they use full linen anymore. Of course not, because linen is a healing agent in the Bible. It's why our bedspreads in the hospitals used to have all linen. Some of them still do. But we forget these things. Oh, they're hocus pocus. No, they're not. No, they're not. They just tricked your ass. My ass too. So we got this Doge working for us because it's ours. So Starlink in our quantum computers, which have to be up, are gonna. Oh, let me go back. Oh, let me go back to the money thing because I'm not exactly sure how this works, but we go there in person and through our vibrations, they can tell exactly who we are. Like me and my husband be able to go together and we're married and they'll be able to know who we are because they have this system already. They have it up. That's what this young man says. Now, I believe it because money is not going to exist. It's going to be a different money, which I've seen before. And it's I think it's gonna be that one because it has Kennedy on it. It has a real astronaut on. Thinking about it, why would it have an astronaut that has Lincoln? I've showed them a couple of times. Now I'm thinking about it, maybe it's not real. You never know. They have to throw in other things. Um, because honestly, nothing is as valuable as money, as gold, not money, gold, silver, gold that just happens to be coming up. All right. Joe was saying it the other day. Let me get back to the money. I keep going. So we go in person, and because of our vibes, they're going to be giving us whatever it is. It might be even a little chip, a USB. Who the hell knows? That's how advanced we are. Now what was I talking about? Okay, so we're going to go back to the quantum computers. This is going to take care of Nasera Jacera. Um, show us the tribunals. Tribunals. I always say funerals, like funeral. Tribunals. If we want to watch it. It's the way he made it sound, it's going to be on a few hours a day, different people. We're going to see who all the frauds are, who did all the corruption. I mean, it all sounds too good to be true, but it is. It is, guys. It is true. Um, I wanted to talk about, I'm going to go back to that, of course. I got to check the phone. I'm going to do that. I'm going to check the phone. I'm going to go heat up my coffee. I really wonder how they're going to do that, Nasera Jacera. Yeah, my coffee got cold already. It must be these new cups, darn it. Or maybe I have to leave it in longer. All right, so break time, guys. Go take your pit stops and do what you got to do. Rewind if you did not catch the beginning, because I will be gone for at least 4 or 5 minutes. Not that the beginning was just funny, actually. And let's see what the chat has to say, if anybody's in the chat. Hi, Mama Helen. Helen wasn't feeling well. Helen had a good one, and I'm going to share. Maybe, Mom, if you're feeling better Saturday, we'll share that one about the clones. Guys, there are clones and there are robots. Sorry. I keep saying it. 50 to 100 years advanced. I mean, your phones even prove it to you. I like that Tupperware. Maybe I'll get it later. You might not even have said it. That's how good these things are. They're reading your damn mind. Try me on it. Maybe we should do a test. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Chill break. Hey. You know what I forgot to say? All right, Mama, I see it. Um, what was Joe saying the other day? Oh, okay, so we all know like Etna erupted. We all know we're having these very strange weather patterns. I mean, Etna does not erupt every day. There was the underwater, there's tsunamis, there's hurricanes, there's tornadoes, there's the one in Oregon, there's things happening. Come on, my friends, really. Listen, I can't be the only crazy one. Do you understand what I'm saying? I can't be the only crazy one. I can't be the only one out there. That's crazy. Um, that's what Joe was saying the other day, that Etna had erupted, and I'm like, well, yeah, of course it did, because they did something to our undergrounds, is what I'm thinking. It also could be um they stopped whatever the bad guys were doing to the underground. The CERN project, the colander, hadron colander. I always forget that thing's name. But black matter. I assure you, this shit exists. They were doing and splitting genes before Oppenheimer, and before the atom was split. We've seen this. The Russians were doing it, not the Russians. The Khazar, the Jews, not real Jews. They just said, hey, I'm going to be God's people. Why would they think we were evil if we were God's people? There are still some areas in America that we did not get. New Rochelle was one of them. They had bases in Colorado, I want to say Missouri, obviously Michigan. There was a lot. There was a lot of them, and they were pretty big. But conspiracists knew that they were being taken down already. I remember New Rochelle went down when Trump was in office his first year. They closed it all off. That's New York, upstate New York. Um, and I can't say that they caught everybody. So there might be two, three hundreds, thousands, I don't know, of these idiots living a good life, but fake, you know? I can believe that that happened, but Elon Musk is not one of them. Let's get that straight. Elon Musk. Okay, so reptilians, you want me to talk about? Yes, Anderson Cooper and Kathy Griffith is close. Must be my new teeth. I just don't like saying my new cat. Hey, if I can't make fun of myself, who can I make fun of? And they are close. They've even argued who knows their mother more. What's her name? Vanderbilt? Um, oh, I just had it in my head. Not Maria. Watch this be too hot, guys. We bought four of these, two purple and two blue. I hope they're not going to be a pain in the ass. I want to say Donna. It's not Donna. Okay, that is hot. Oh, but so much better. Because otherwise I'd have to put a sweatshirt on. I don't feel like doing it. Coffee makes you hot. It also is not a diuretic, people. That's why I cut down to half and half. And I cut down even more, which scares me. I don't know how I'm like even pulsing. Well, am I alive? I don't know. Do you remember, Mama? Because I can't remember. But yeah, they argued once about who knows the mother more. Now, why would they argue about that? Why would Kathy know Vanderbilt at all? Gloria, thank you. Gloria Vanderbilt. Donna ended with an A. I was close. It's just so much information, guys. Even my filing system doesn't always work too well. Why would Kathy, who is not a Vanderbilt, say, I know your mother more than you do, better than you do? Of course she does. She's the older brother. So she knows a few more years about Gloria before she passed. Or perhaps before we killed her. I'm not sure who we killed and who we did not. I'm really not sure. All right. So my stepson, he listen, he likes the conspiracies. He likes when I talk to him about them. Um, but he also tells me news every now and then. And he's telling me about the 10 escapees from Las Vegas because, Trump and Elon having a tit for tat is a lot more important than 10 escapees. Apparently 8 were recaptured. There was, I think he said a dozen that helped outside the jailing system. So these 10 people didn't get out themselves. Um, 10 criminals, some of them murderers. Yeah, in there for homicide. Some of them just fraud and theft and but the 2 that are left, I think one is a murderer because they caught the 8. They got all 12 that helped, including I think one was a plumber. He shut off the water, maintenance man, maybe something like that. Um, there are 2 left out there. But one of them, and I can't remember which one he told me, but one of them asked Trump to pardon him. I love it. Let me see you be mega. Like what? I love that. I thought that was brilliant. My, I would say Mikey is definitely a more Trump fan than not. People, it's okay to question Trump. In fact, that might be what they want us to do. Question exactly what happened. Try to remember that he went to court. So when did he go to Epstein Island? After 2008? When was even Mama Helen? When was even Apprentice on? Wasn't he too fucking busy? Why would he go there unless, come on. So we know Elon's lying, but Elon is not much of a liar. At least we don't think he is. So why would he be doing this? It's because they're going to get rid of him somehow. And because he's not real. He's not real. We're going to get rid of him somehow and take Doge because Doge is ours. Like this young man said, Starlink is going to connect with our quantum. It's all planned. It's a plan. You are not in on it. Some of us that listen are a little more privy to it because we're listening. We're listening to not the media. Why would I put Joe on hiatus like that? He needed to be, I knew it because it's coming. And I even called it. I said it's going to happen before Trump's birthday. Although I still think Biden has to die. Or maybe we're going to learn that Biden's dead. I still have till what, June 20th maybe? I think questioning our officials are good and it might bring out other information. Trump doesn't look worried. Why would he be worried? He knows he did not go. It's it's a lot. It's a lot to take in, guys. Trying to look at my notes and see like what else because I might end it here. I was going to try to wait for Joe. I don't want to talk about like there are things like remember I was talking about words. Um where do they get certain words from? Where did they come up with these words like a flower's name is baby breath? Um that's a very specific thing to call a little white flower. I mean, did somebody smell this flower, smell the breast milk of some woman on the baby's breath and come up with, see, I don't want to go into this because this is, I want to actually, there's so many. And for it being a baby, guys, is what freaks me out. Now more than it used to. Why? Because they used babies. They killed them for ceremony. The whole abortion thing that I brought up earlier just sounds about right. Sickening, but it does. We're in a fairy tale, guys. That's one thing we have to know. We are in a fairy tale, and you got to wake up now. You know, that prince needs to kiss you or princess. My God, I don't know these days. Maybe it doesn't freaking matter, right? No, it does. It really does, guys. Um, let me see if there's anything else. The other thing, obviously, about this whole Elon thing, it's a perfect diversion yet again. If we really have to start anew and cancel out all the old, really cancel out the old culture. Nice. Um, is it possible that this is all a diversion to get us there? Because what they're saying is like we're going to almost have a worldwide blackout, but I don't think it's going to be like that. I think they did things here and there, and it might have added up to 10 days. I think it's going to be one, two, three. See, everybody has a different vibration, a different frequency of understanding. I found out today that the eyes are part of the brain. It makes sense. I mean, I always knew it went up to the brain. Everything goes to the brain, right? All the nerve endings, but go to your feet and your brain, guys. Feet are very important. Take care of your feet. I am not kidding. I'm not kidding. Um, but to hear that the brain is actually part of the eyes and vice versa, it's just weird. You just don't see it that way. The eyeballs are not these like round things as everybody thinks. They're not. They're like oblong in the back. And like I said, you learn something new every day. I didn't know why I brought that up, but oh, because of I was thinking of Elon's black eye again. All right, that was absolutely for the conspiracists. Now let me tell that story, and I think I might end it there. So a while back, and I'm not even sure, but I've heard it a couple of times, so I'm pretty sure it might be real, or maybe not. They use a device, a chip that goes into your eye to control you, and I think they call it a chip, but it actually looks like a little Hershey Kiss chip, like like a morsel chip, right? And that's why it makes a black eye. And they put it in, and it probably goes up to the brain. I don't know exactly what it maybe numbs the brain, maybe erases the brain. I don't know exactly what it does. And the person takes you over. You're now a computer, basically. All right, there's two different beliefs about this. If you believe in the reptilians, you believe it's the reptilians doing that because it's a part of them that they give up to go into your brain. Um, it's not the cloning. Cloning is so different, but cloning is very real from what I know of. It's like, and I'm not saying from what I know of because I've heard it from too many different sources. And don't forget the one-hit wonders. There's no way. I listen to everything, okay? And if I find someone new, it's very rare. How are these one-hit wonders being able to see? That's why they don't like me, because I know what the fuck is going on way too much. And I shouldn't be telling the intel. I shouldn't be telling the intel. That's a possibility, my friends. So if the reptilians do it, which it's said that Kissinger had a reptilian, uh, maybe Hillary had a reptilian, because there are like three sizes of these frills. Big, like over 8 to 14 feet. Then the medium ones are 5 to 8 feet, and then the small ones are 3 to 4 feet. Kind of like humans, don't we have all different sizes? And there's a part of their tail or something when they're ready to move on that I guess can go into humans. I mean, who the hell knows? Who knows what we're ready to wake up to? But I'll tell you something. I believe in the sciences more than I believe in the whole spirit. No, I wasn't going to say Holy Spirit. The whole spirit thing. And I don't mean God. I mean like EVPs and like people that study ghosts. No. Okay? It's real in another way. It's either other dimensions or other parallels or in another time. I can accept anything, almost anything more than ghosts. All right? Well, I mean, they even say it. Ghosts need this energy. They need to build up energy. Look, if you remember Ghost, the actual movie, maybe it's kind of true because they knew better than we did. But it's not real, they need to build up energy to be able to move that penny. Remember that scene? Okay. But maybe it's more true than false. Maybe um in another plane, maybe even in heaven, it's a similar process. Or maybe those that go into heaven are not in what do they call it? Uh oh, I know it. I know it. When they're in the middle limbo, there's another word for it. When they're in limbo, right? Maybe the people that stay in limbo try to get in touch with us because there are some religions, and I even think the Christian religion has a belief that the soul hangs around the soul. The body is mechanical. It's mechanical. The soul is ingenious, all right? So the soul may hang around and be like, okay, let me pick up some energy and say goodbye to everybody because I swear my parents did. My grandma too. I could swear I could there's no doubt in my mind. They were even able to talk to me in my dreams and so real. Too real. But I'm on a different vibration, guys. I'm hoping you catch up to me. Um, I really do because it's real. It is real. I am connected. If I wasn't supposed to know, I wouldn't know. If I wasn't supposed to be doing what I'm doing, there's a reason for everything, is probably what I'm trying to say. And don't you forget it. And for you conspiracists out there, please keep sharing because it's not conspiracies anymore. It's this is the last hurrah, guys. This is the last of the old world. Don't be scared. I am. I'm fucking freaked out, but try not to be scared, okay? I love you guys. Have a wonderful day and or night that is and yeah, it's already 9 Eastern time. And we shall see you Saturday unless Joe wants to come on tomorrow. I don't think we'll come on later. Um, we might come on tomorrow because we did promise some games, but we're having technical difficulties with a couple of friends, to be honest with you. So we'll see about that. I, I do. I care for all of you. Love you all. Be good. Hope you learned something. I try. Remember, the best teacher out there is actually Trump. He is teaching us. He really is. I love that. Brilliant.